Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Lynn. I'm going to be talking about how I let anxiety teach me how not to control. So, my purpose of this is to really tell a little bit of my story and to also share a little bit of what has helped me and the path to finding freedom through anxiety. So, have you ever had those times where you just overthink and you worry about the worst circumstances? You think about all of the things and it keeps you up, or you ruminate right before you're going to sleep, or you're just like, I can't not take action, and you take action out of anxiety. I recently had a realization that I was doing a lot of things out of anxiety. I was doing a lot of things out of not trusting life and not trusting myself, not trusting how things work out and the process. I realized that this was connected to my parents, and both of my parents are Vietnamese immigrants. And particularly my father, I would grow up and see him worry a lot about money and how to survive and all the things which are completely valid. And I seriously have done so much inner work on that throughout my life. But, realizing that I still picked up a lot of those patterns in myself and I still live those patterns out because that's what I knew, that's what I learned as a kid. Later on in my life, fast forward, I'm living in SoCal. I'm commuting an hour, 2 hours every day to work. I wake up doing the same thing every day. I go to work. I look around the office and I'm like, this is not where I'm meant to be. This is not who I'm meant to be. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I'm meant to be helping people in a different way, and it's not this. At that time, I was also in a corporate job and I was not happy, but I was making a lot of money. And I realized, like, this is completely not where I'm meant to be, not at this tech job, and there's something else here. Fast forward at the end of undergrad, I finally graduated, but I studied abroad in Spain. And for that 5 months of being in Spain, it opened my mind completely to what is possible. Like, it brought me out of the bubble of being in just California, but just seeing other parts of the world, speaking a new language, just fully immersing myself and connecting with people from many different parts of the world, especially Europeans who are, very multicultural, and that really expanded me. And then deeper into that, after I graduated, I learned about spirituality, and I have my tarot cards here. And definitely tarot was my first sort of gateway into spirituality. And I remember talking a lot to my sister about spirituality as well, so she sort of expanded me to what was possible as well. When I deepened my practices in spirituality and I deepened my practices in self development and self growth, I was reading all the personal development books. I was diving so deep into improving myself, realizing that that was also coming from a place of lack within myself, not feeling like I was enough, and realizing that my anxiety was actually controlling me to do that. Granted, doing a lot of self help work, doing self care practices, all of these spiritual practices are a benefit. We need to take care of ourselves and we need to fill our cups because that's going to allow us to create and to help other people if that's your path. I had to learn how to take care of myself and to know myself and have a better foundation of self worth before seeking out in other people, right? Like, those are all things stem from my childhood that I had to do a lot of healing work with. Then I went to Vipassana. So I went and it changed my life. And that's when I started really deepening into meditation. I started really understanding myself at a deeper level and just becoming more aware of what I was doing in my life, the thoughts I was thinking, the ways I was talking to myself, and realizing that what led me here, it was realizing that I had these ways of being, these behaviors, and a lot of it was controlled by anxiety, right? The anxiety to create money and to have a really stable job led me to get this corporate job that was not fulfilling. Anxiety also led me to trying to fit in and seek external validation. Anxiety also led me to go out and explore the world and go see different parts of the world and go have other experiences. And at the same time, that anxiety is something that is a great teacher in my life, but it's not something I want to be in the driver's seat of my life. it's something that I want to see and understand and validate within myself. I am the person that gets to choose, and I have the power to choose, even with all of the circumstances and all of the societal conditioning and all the things that might be against me or that I have to face or might be obstacles on my path. I realize that my power is to see this thing, hold anxiety as a great teacher in my life, and realize it doesn't have to be in the driver's seat. It can be informing me along my path. One last thing I want to say on anxiety and a story that changed my life was in Vipassana. You have a chance to go talk to a teacher during that time. And the whole time you're not talking, but this one 15-minute session, you can talk to an assistant teacher that's there. I took my time. When I went into my session, I asked I asked a question about my car, and I was really worried about my car because I was thinking, wow, 10 I was thinking, wow, 10 days, okay, is my car going to break down? What's going to happen? All these thoughts kept coming in about like worrying about my car, having anxiety, not trusting in the process. And the assistant teacher told me, if it happens, let it happen, and we'll get there when we get there. We'll figure it out when we get there. And that blew my mind. That blew my mind. And I was like, okay, you know what? I realize now that I have to trust the process. And when I get to that point, and if my car breaks down, we will figure it out. And that's something that was a really great lesson. And I'm hoping to continue passing on that lesson that anxiety doesn't have to control. Anxiety and worry doesn't have to control our lives. It's an indicator and a feeling that shows up for us. But what's the deeper thing? What's the deeper rooted story that's being told underneath that anxiety? For me, it was a lack of trust in life and having a lot of uncertainty. So I invite you, if you do struggle with anxiety, if this is something that does resonate with you, just start to sit with that. Just start to just want just start to sit with these feelings when they show up, or maybe even write it down or talk to somebody that can really support you in processing those feelings or just hearing you in what you're experiencing, because what you're experiencing is valid. I want to share a couple practices that definitely help me, which is awareness and meditation, 2 breathing, and 3 journaling. Those 3 practices have been so big. I would also add movement to that, like getting exercise and being out in nature are like is another big one for me. But those 3 things, the 4 things, have been so helpful on my path of just helping to get back in my body, feel safe in my body, feel really good in my body, and also be able to have some space when these feelings come up, when anxiety comes up. I have some wiggle room where I can sort of step back and say, okay, I'm having this experience, this happened, and can I just feel it and also know what the underlying story of it is. So if anything resonated, or if you have any likes, or if you have any comments, please comment below. I'd love to hear if you resonated or not. I'd love to hear your story and also how you resonate with this or even not resonate with this. And I want to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.